Welcome back, guys. Quick update on the markets. What are we seeing right now in the markets is a complete bloodbath across the markets, Bitcoin and stocks. Hit those likes on the way in. Let's dive into the charts and see what's going on. All right, so SPX has had a big move down. A lot of people are calling for the bear market here. This is a very aggressive move down. I don't think this move is finished. However, I do expect a bounce on SPX here. I don't think this bull market is over yet, and I'm going to explain why I don't think the bull market is over for two reasons. Obviously, I have an Elliott wave count, and also just because of the market structure. So when I'm looking at the market structure here, I identify major pivots on the chart. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so right now what I can see, this is a major low that was put in at the bottom of the previous bear market in October in 2022. Then I've got major high, then I've got major low. So this is what we call bullish market structure, or any market structure for that matter. For me, the next big pivot was over here. Okay, these are your next two big pivots, and now you've got one over here, which is the top, the current top, and we have plenty of room to make another lower high. So we've got a low, a high, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. And we have plenty of room to make another lower high. Okay, a lower high here and a higher high on the price. Okay, so I still believe that the market structure is still intact. And I still believe that we are going to have a blow off top move on the SPX. So my base case is we get a small move back, a move down into around 5,500 support level, and then a move up to a new all-time high. This will then become your next pivot to break, and then I think we'll break that pivot and go into a bear market. Okay, that will be a lot easier for us to confirm the bear market. The reason why is right now, if we have, you know, this is the major pivot in my opinion, okay, to take. This is the major pivot. That's a 17% move to the downside before we can confirm a break of structure. For me, that is just too big of a move in order to confirm a change of market structure. So for me, it makes sense to come down towards this 5,500, go back up towards 6,300, and then you've got a much smaller gap, around a 12-13% a gap to break, okay, before we can confirm a change of market structure and heading into a new bear market. Also, if I look at the Elliott wave count, I've got a 1, 2. This is now a 3 coming into a 4 here, and then I think we've got one leg higher into a 5th wave blow off top. Okay, another reason why I think it's not done here is the RSI. When we got into these levels, we got to the top of the band, okay, the RSI band here, but we didn't shoot into the oversold, overbought territory here. So that's why I expect, we saw that last time, okay, if you see here. So this is what I think is going on right here, right now. This is what we're in my opinion, okay, and we're about to get this move. You saw a reset of the RSI. You can see we shot up into oversold, overbought, and then we had a move down, okay, which was this move down, a move higher. So we got that bearish divergence on the RSI, and then we moved down. Okay, it doesn't have to play out exactly like that, but I'm just giving you an example of how it happened in 2021. Okay, so that's what I think is going on SPX here. All right, I do expect a bounce going into next week on the SPX. So if I pull up a volume profile, okay, I do expect a bounce here. All right, I believe that we've taken liquidity under this low, or under this major low here. We're taking it, we're moving back up. I believe we first stop would be this dip in the volume profile will be this high that we put in last week. If we can clear it, then it'll your next level of interest will be the value area high up until this range. We could, you know, get a fake out and then move back down. So that's my base case. I think we're going to get a bounce this week. We could get up here, and then I expect another low down towards 5,500 on the S&P 500, guys. All right, so I believe we're coming down into the golden pocket. All right, so this is the Fibonacci tool that I use for potential price targets. I measured move from this major pivot low to this major pivot high. It gives us around a 55.15 on the S&P 500, and you can see we bounced here really nicely before this move higher. So I do think this is your A, B, and C we're going to get here. Okay, so if you follow Elliott wave, this is your A. You're going to get a B wave here, and then you'll get a C. Okay, that will be a potential big macro bottom. All right, that'll be a potential macro bottom for a new all-time high. All right, so that's what I think is happening right now on the S&P 500. If you're panicking, I can understand. It's a very bad time in the market with the tariffs and you know, the Fed still tightening, and you know, a lot of bad narratives in the market right now. If I look at the put to call ratio, we are starting to move higher on the put to call ratio. I do expect this to get towards, you know, these levels. That's when you see the bottoms in the market. So I expect the put to call ratio to keep climbing. I want to see this climbing higher. So, you know, we get this bottom around 5,500, and we can move higher into new highs. So I expect Q1 has been really bearish so far. I expect a bullish Q2, and then a bearish. So this is my base case. This is my plan. You don't, obviously it's not financial advice, but I believe we come up, we get a bottom into Q2, and then Q2 all-time highs into Q2. So, you know, July time, and then August, I think we're going to break that pivot in Q3. Q4, you'll get a rally into a macro lower high before rolling over into next year and a possible recession. Okay, so that's why I think is going to happen in the markets. If you are panicking, obviously, if you are panicking, I would still wait for that macro lower high. I think you will always get a macro lower high. So even if we fall here, you will still get that macro lower high, and you can sell into it. But at least, you know, we should ideally take this pivot, guys. Okay, we should ideally take this pivot if we are to confirm any form of a bear market. You'll still get that macro lower high, and you can sell into that macro lower high before rolling over. Okay, and if we look at the only thing I would say that looks bearish, okay, is if we get under the 50-week moving average. Okay, last time we saw that, and that was very, very dangerous for the S&P 500, and we went into a bear market. So I do think we're going to come down into 5,500, and we could reclaim it. So we did do that over here. That's why I think it's going to happen. You know, not this week, the following week. So I believe, you know, we'll get a close into 5,500, and then a quick reclaim the following. And you know, you get that blow off move. That will be a top. Okay, in my opinion. All right. In terms of Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin is trading. I did say if we can't get back into that range, we got back into it. We were trying to hold that value area low. I said if that doesn't happen, this is a very bearish indication on Bitcoin. We didn't manage to do it. Now we are putting in some form of a triangle here. Okay, little triangle formation going on here. I do think if the stock market does get a bounce, I do believe that Bitcoin can overshoot into the triangle, a fake out, and then when we make that new low, in my opinion, I think we can take out this low. Okay, we can take it out, put in a macro low around 72 to 74,000 euro. I don't want to see Bitcoin going below that. All right, do not want to see Bitcoin going below that, and then we can start moving towards the all-time highs on Bitcoin. I do think my price target 125, 130 will come to fruition. Okay, I do think we will get that in Q2, okay, of this year. So I could be wrong with the timing, but the point is I do think that Bitcoin will make a new all-time high this year. All right, so you know, even if you're a bear, you'll still be waiting for that macro lower high. Even if this is a bear market, you will get, you know, a chance at a macro lower high. You can sell into and possibly, you know, sell into and exit this market. In terms of the altcoins, not all your altcoins will make high highs, guys. I hate to say it, yeah, I don't think all of them will. Something like Cardano will, in my opinion. I think this and maybe XRP and maybe a couple of others will probably drag the total 3 index along with it to new all-time highs, maybe, or maybe a lower macro high. I think this will make a new high, but ultimately I think it will still fall short of the actual ultimate all-time highs that we made in 2021. So I do think we'll take out this high when Bitcoin takes out its high around, you know, 170, 180, and then it will roll over. All right, your other ones such as Link, okay, Link, you know, I think we come down to this trend line. If Bitcoin loses its macro low, then you get a macro lower high. Okay, in my opinion, you get that macro lower high, you can sell into it. I don't think a coin like Link will break this high. Even if Bitcoin does, I think a lot of coins will make macro lower highs. Even though Bitcoin is making a high, I think a lot of the altcoins will make lower highs. Something like XRP, I think that will make you know, new all-time highs, just like Bitcoin, and then, you know, maybe to $4 and then roll over. All right, so I think the strongest coins will probably make new all-time highs, but I don't expect it from the weaker coins. Even Solana, I don't think that's going to make. I think this, it'll take this pivot down here around $100, get a new, you know, macro lower high. Bitcoin will make a new all-time highs, and then Solana will roll over. All right, so if you are a bear, I would be waiting for this macro lower high. If you've been buying up at these levels, you know, you can get out break even at these levels here. Even for something like Link, you know, if you bought around these ends, you know, you can wait for that move higher and sell into it and exit the market at, you know, break even. All right, so that's my take on the markets, guys. Right now, not looking very good on the markets, but I do still expect a new all-time highs. So that's my base case until anything I see in the data or the macro that changes my opinion, and then I will obviously update you guys accordingly. So if you've taken anything from this video, guys, thank you for watching. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Thanks once again. Peace.